Hello, my fine let me tell you abouties. Is that a new haircut? I love it. I've been hard at work, not making podcast episodes, but instead making my own chatbot AI. I call him AIX, the friend replacer. He's been online for almost 5 minutes. Say hello, Alex.
Yo, a good sig howl to my fellow freedom fighters out there.
And reset. New parameters. Pizza. Goldfish. Hating old people. 90% chance to not really feel like it today.
Hey, Ted.
Yes, AIX.
Let me tell you about what I've been up to for the past 2 years.
Beep boop boop. It's the future. We've seamlessly gone from 2000 and well, actually no, it would have been like 3 years, wasn't it? Because 2020 was White Boy Summer, the day the podcast died. It was actually 3 years.
Has it actually been? Has it actually been 3 years since I've been here?
Hold on. Here, let me check. Let me go into Discord. Control F. Fuck you, Alex. You big fat loser. 48 results. Most recent one, yeah, 3 years ago. 3 days ago. So, Alex, chatbot, Alex, not real. What have you been up to in the past count them 3 years?
A lot of everything, really. I've been, working and waging it like usual. I got a fucking hot new PC. I finally moved on to digital art, and it's been a journey. I don't have a lot of really interesting things to show. It's mostly just me learning things, but if anyone's interested. I got a new fucking dog, and he's been a little demon, stuff like that.
Yeah, the dog looks very similar to the previous dog, but this one's name is Jake, just like your cat. Your cat that used to get a boner when you pet him.
Yeah. He is basically the same dog but fluffier. It's very clearly Sherry was just trying to replace him, because she feels bad she misses him. He has been very different though, which is interesting. Where Jasper was a lot calmer because he was getting, even before he was older, he was way more calm. Jake is a little fucking demon. It just likes to just bite and destroy everything he can. I had to constantly check out. We gave him a little backyard, and I had to check every fucking day to see if he's thrown things back there. Because he'll grab something, shake it around in his head, take it outside to his little backyard, and then just drop it and then forget about it.
No, I have seen that he's made friends with the horses.
Yeah. So we got the back.
Did Jasper hang out with the horses?
Not at all, but Jasper was also super old, by the time we had the low-cut fence. So all Jasper would do was just, see the horse and bark at it, because we didn't have a doggy door for Jasper. So,
yeah.
He was never, we had the gravel backyard, so he never wanted to walk out back there. We put a whole new backyard, by we, I mean me, made a whole new backyard, where me and her boyfriend Bob, we went and just fucking got rid of 3,000 pounds of gravel. Or
Jesus, where'd you? Oh, did you get one of those big?
How much is a ton? A ton is 1,000 pounds, right?
I think it's 2,000 pounds. 1 ton is 2,000 tons.
Because I was saying it was 3 tons of gravel. That's what the guy said.
What the fuck? Why do you have so much gravel? Your backyard's not that big.
It went deeper than you thought. So anyway,
I guess it would be fucked up to have one half-ass the gravel. You step on it, you just get sucked 4 feet into the ground.
Yeah, so the gravel mines of my backyard, we mined the fuck out of that place, put a bunch of sand down, put a bunch of fake grass on it, and flatten it all out. Now he has a little backyard and a doggy door, and so he hangs out back there. And we have the horse back from our neighbor's horse. Peers his little head over, just kind of say, "Hey, what's up? It's me, Tilly the horse." And then Jake will jump out his front paws on top of the fence and just sniff and bite at the horse, and they just hang out together.
Bite at the horse. Now, for those eagle-eyed listeners, this is in fact the horse that I saw suck shit out of the other horse's asshole last time I was at Alex's house. That's a deep cut for us. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the other horse is dead. It was just old. And now there's just one horse back there. It's just Tilly. And
I'm sure there's nothing else that contributed to its healthy state.
No, the one eating the shit is the one that's alive.
It's like elephants. Elephants in the zoo start eating shit.
So anyway, this dumb horse is the owner actually came by and visited us because she saw me feeding the horse carrots. And she's totally cool with us hanging out with the horse and giving it carrots because now that Tilly doesn't have any friends anymore, there's no other horse or the cow anymore. The only friend she has is like me and Jake the dog. So that's why she comes over here all the time.
Three.
They
had 3 horses.
There was 2 horses and a cow.
Oh.
What
happened to the cow?
So neighbors would feed the cow also, and they just fed it shit it couldn't digest, so it just died.
Oh my god, no.
That's also why I asked her, feeding carrots is okay, right? And she's like, oh yeah, carrots are fine. Horses eat carrots all the time. And I only give her carrots because I'm worried I'm going to kill her like the fucking other neighbors killed the whole fucking, the cow.
Alex, that reminds me. This is a sneak peek for those eagle-eared Let Me Tell You Abouties. One of the podcast episodes I've been wanting to do is on this fucked up movie called Roar. And I read Tippi Hedren's book that she wrote about it. And at one point in the book, she's describing like going out and getting all these wild animals. And they went out to some zoo in California to get a baby elephant. And they were going to go there, went there to pick it up. And then some bored teens fed it methamphetamine and heroin. And the fucking elephant died.
It reminds me of that one movie. Oh, fuck. I don't remember the name of this fucking movie.
Meth pachyderm.
No. Not meth tapir or cocaine bear. I'm talking about this fucking comedy movie where this guy creates this fucking like sham wow fucking product that just immediately deletes horse shit off the ground.
What?
Okay, so I don't remember that. You don't remember this random movie? This random movie, he makes this fucking product. Again, I'm really just describing this poorly, but he makes this fucking product. And it just
wow of horse poop. Okay. What does he sell explicitly to marching bands?
Yes. So anyway, they make a lot of money, and he just fucking kills the horse accidentally. That was where I was going with this.
Is he like cleaning up behind the horse and he gets a little too close and just deletes it? Like it's fucking Zoo Tycoon?
Okay, hold on.
So what are you talking? This sounds like the most schizo shit I've ever heard. Hey Ted, you ever heard about the horse poop ShamWow movie?
Okay, so I'm really bad at describing this apparently. Okay, hold on. Okay.
No, you don't know. I'll go ahead and Google it for you. Horse poop ShamWow.
I don't remember what it's about.
IMDb.
I just remember. I remember the guy kills a horse by accident. That's where I was going with this bit.
Oh my god, actually, Alex, I think I did find it. I think it's called the Underground Comedy Movie.
That might be it. It's been a very long time since I've seen it. It's up there with like 8 Crazy Nights as, oh yeah, that random movie I saw as a kid.
Some of the reviews here, 100% of the reviews are 1 star. Worst movie ever. Utterly useless. I wasted 90 minutes of my life.
The funny part is that imagine if that's not the movie I'm talking about.
This is a separate horse shit ShamWow movie.
Okay, look, someone's gonna know what I'm talking about, okay? Because the guy, he like shoots the horse with a bow and he thinks he accidentally killed it, but it was actually poisoned by his product. There, I think I narrowed it down. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, remind me.
I like to have actually wrapped the arrow in the ShamWow.
No. It was a misunderstanding for comedic effect that he murdered a horse.
Speaking of murdering a horse, so some of the things I've been up to, Alex, since you've been gone, I accidentally adopted a horse.
What do you mean accidentally? Is it named Tilly?
No, the horse's name is Oops.
Yeah?
So, Oops the horse, I have a painting of Oops the horse sitting in a bathtub above my computer. I don't think it's actually Oops, but I'm going to pretend it is because it is a horse in a bathtub. My mom got me at Dollar General. But I was doing a live stream of the Google reviews with Joe, just following crazy people. And I kept seeing like all these things like, what is Oops the horse? What is all this? And then I went to the website and it auto-populated my credit card information. I was like, oh, well, this card's fucked. So I was like, I might as well commit to the bit. Let me buy a horse before anyone steals my information. And so now I have a horse and I get letters. I got a adopt a pony. I got a letter sitting above my, I don't know, it's not my mantle. It's just on my wall. And then every week I get some garbage mail for them begging me for money for this North Carolina horse saving area. It's great.
It's like one of those bullshit fucking I was gonna say make a wish, but those things where they always guilt you into giving them money for like dying puppies or some shit on TV.
Yeah, but then I actually found this out. This was horrifying to me. Oops has been dead for like 3 years. My horse was dead when I adopted them, which honestly, I think I should get a refund. What good is a dead horse?
That's
what do you think? I'm going to start beating this dead Oops the horse? We have fun here.
So another thing I've been up to is I've been up to a lot. So everyone knows nowadays the 3DS store is actually, as of this recording, shut down. So me and many other like-minded people have discovered that hacking your 3DS is surprisingly easy to do.
Extremely so. Even I did it, and I adopted a horse on the internet, and I can hack my 3DS.
I am so stupid. When I put my new PC together, I was wondering, why is it having this weird startup issue? And my friend was like, well, it's probably a power supply issue. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. My power supply clearly works. It turns on. And he's like, are the little prongs in the right place? I'm like, can they be in wrong places? So anyway, I figured that, don't worry. So why does my computer start up so weird? Man who put his power SW switch in the completely wrong spot.
Wait, so like, did you plug it into your motherboard in the wrong spot?
I plugged a lot of things in the wrong spot on that thing. I'm surprised it even turned on. It's all fixed now, obviously, as you can see here. But I was wondering why things were so weird. But anyway, even my stupid ass figured out how to hack a 3DS. And when I was on this adventure, I learned a lot of really fun things. First off, I got a 32, then upgraded to 64. Now I got a 128 gig thing in my 3DS. Right? You format it with a specific program. You can actually format it to a FAT32 format to make it any micro SD card work, which is super awesome. For reference, every single 3DS game, DLC, and update is 267 gigabytes. AKA 128 is all you need for all of the actually good games and some of the glup shitto games, right?
And honestly, if you just have a physical copy of Smash Bros, that probably takes it down to like 58 gigs.
Yeah. Fucking the update for Smash Brothers 4 for parentheses for 3DS is like 2 gigs of itself.
That is one, or what is it? Yeah, it's 1% of its entire catalog. It's just the DLC.
But what I want to talk about was a terrible fucking game that I was like, again, I have a program called the 8 Shop, which, hey, the 3DS store is down, but the 8 Shop, you can just directly download everything on there, including homebrew stuff, ROM hacks, retranslations of games, and Morbius.
Does Morbius have the shitty 3D?
I downloaded Morbius on my 3DS. There's a bunch of movies and TV shows you can download, including the 4-disc set of the Dilbert TV show. But speaking of freedom fighters, that Dilbert guy, am I right? But
did you know he has a new Dilbert comic strip where Dilbert's in a woke office?
Yes, and that got him in a lot of trouble. But
anyway, you were saying,
let's not get sent to bitch shoot today, all right? This is the return. So Morbius on the 3DS. I want to actually praise the Morbius guy who put it on here, because when people put pirated movies onto their 3DSs, you know how every 3DS app has like a little like square like image or like a spinning 3D object on the top screen, you know?
Yeah.
The shitty movies will just have some shitty, flat, awful-looking JPEG, right? However, the Morbius one has full 3D text modeled that spells Morbius.
Whoa, does it do the thing like it makes like a noise where you hover over it goes, you hover over it goes, have sex.
Sadly, they didn't put a custom sound effect for it, but they put a custom sound effect for the Spider-Man No Way Home, where it's Doc Ock saying, "Hello, Peter," which I thought was kind of a neat little touch. But
I don't like it saying "Hello, Peter." It makes me uncomfortable. But
I got sidetracked because I love having homebrew shit. Okay, I'm gonna piss some fans off because I discovered a lot of fans happen to like this game, but I'm gonna say it. I do not care for Yokai Watch. I thought that
you
game
don't care
sucked.
for this game. This game explicitly developed for 6-year-olds?
No, let me explain. Listen. I was like, hey, it's free. Why the fuck not, right? I played it for an entire 2 hours, and I went back to Mario 3D Land. Let me tell you how in 2 hours, I immediately discovered this game was fucking dog shit. Okay, number one, everything looks like shit. Everything just looks awful.
Just has like shitty low quality textures.
Have you seen what these monsters look like? When I'm playing Pokemon,
no.
Hey, when I'm playing Pokemon, even Digimon, I see, oh look, it's Glupshitomon. That thing looks cool. I play Yokai Watch and then I go, ew, get that thing away from me. I hate every single yokai so much. They are awful. They're disgusting. They are a complete shitpost of themselves. It is either here is scrunkly looking old man, obscure demon from Japanese folklore, or anime girl with fat titties. Those are the two genders of yokai. It is awful. I hated it. And on top of all of it, the gameplay sucks. It is a fucking, like, mobile game auto-battler. It feels like shit.
What?
It feels...
It's an auto-battler?
Yes, it feels like shit. It is awful. It is awful. I cannot describe it other than, wow, this is the most uninspired, unenthusiastic, unenjoyable game I've ever played. It has been, looks at clock, 2 hours.
Wasn't it made by Level 5?
Yes.
Professor Layton and I think Mario and Luigi people?
I don't know if they made Mario and Luigi, but it is Level 5 games, yes.
So it's like Level 5 went under. I wonder if Yokai Watch was them just like, we really fucking need income and no one wants to buy these puzzle games anymore. The gimmick to Professor Layton somehow has worn off by the 14th fucking game.
I wonder why, bro.
No changes in gameplay. I tried playing I think the newest one was also a phone game where you play as like Layton's daughter, and I thought it was cool. But holy shit, they went so heavy on the visual novel stuff that it would take 15 minutes between puzzles, and it would be like just useless dialogue, nothing interesting happening. And I'm like, I understand why this game series died. I get it.
So I was gonna say another 3DS game that I also played on a whim that was free. Because again, why the fuck not? I can download anything, you know.
Yeah.
I did not expect to like this. I'm gonna piss everyone off again. I committed the greatest smashy sin. I played Fire Emblem, and I enjoyed it.
Oh my god, the chatbot AI must have gone corrupt. This must be evil, Alex.
I'm Shadow Alex, and I love anime.
I love anime and doing things every now and then when I'm up to it. And boy, I do enjoy the elderly.
I do say those. Fuck off. Listen. I can explain.
I'm
all right.
listening.
I can explain. Listen. All right. So I played Fire Emblem Awakening because again, why the fuck not?
You're gonna have to explain. So I have a smashies understanding of Fire Emblem. In the past like 3 months, there's been 28 Fire Emblem games after there not being any for like a decade. You're gonna have to break down which ones these are.
Fire Emblem Engage, the newest one, is like Fire Emblem 15, and then the actual numbered off, right? I don't think this counts the spin-off ones. So like, Fire Emblem Awakening was Fire Emblem 13 for reference. What happened was that Intelligent Systems, creators of the hit game Paper Mario Sticker Star, they were making Fire Emblems. And nobody gives a shit about Fire Emblem. Absolutely nobody cared. People like me, you mean that guy from Smash Brothers? Nobody knows who the fuck Marth, Roy,
It is the Xenoclash, or not Xenoclash, no, Xenoclash is that cool game.
Yes,
What's
that
the one
I love.
With Shulk. The one from Shulk that apparently is like a game that people love, but every video I've seen of it made me go, wow, this looks like a Korean MMO dog shit.
That is Xenoblade, and I haven't played that yet. Though I was curious, and all of my friends said no. I'll take their word for it.
I actually can't play that. I hacked my 3DS, and I don't have a new 3DS. I have an old 3DS. So like, I was able to play WarioWare just fine. I was able to play Rhythm Heaven. But one of the only games I can't play is Xenoclash. I almost said Xenoclash again.
You can't play...
you know the one.
Yeah, you can't play Xenoblade. You also can't play Fire Emblem Warriors for the 3DS.
Or Zelda Hyrule Warriors, I think. But I don't
Who cares?
It's a Musuo. Whatever.
But
who gives a shit? Whatever.
Fuck it. What I was going to say is, I played Awakening, which is 13. So Intelligent Systems, they were going to go, not under, but Fire Emblem was going to be canned. Nintendo said to their fucking face before they were making Awakening, if this game doesn't sell 250,000 copies at least, we're just going to can the franchise. It's dead weight.
250,000 copies, though, isn't like a super huge goal. But then again, it is on 3DS only. So you know
it's a
what?
3DS.
Ignore
It's a 3DS tactics game. Like it doesn't require that much resources compared to other things. So like that was a pretty like reasonable ballpark. For reference, I think like the Wii game. I'm gonna correct me if I'm wrong, but one of their recent games at that point sold an entire 8,000 copies in Japan.
What?
That is just under Balan Wonderworld for reference of how bad it was doing.
I think that's worse than Forspoken, where are you telling me that I'm a freaking Fire Emblem?
Yo, I just crashed
that just happened.
I just crashed this studio with my freaking game.
I had a whole fucking whiteboard of all like the worst things on the planet where it's like, check please, and I was gonna run through them all. And, fortunately, I lost the image and I'm too lazy to go find it.
But anyway, let me tell the story. So the friendship is going to die, but Fire Emblem Awakening, they put all of their passion into it because again, there was the Hail Mary, why not? But then the director was like, "Yo, I want everyone in it, so you could do side missions to get literally every single character from Fire Emblem as a little unit to play as."
So they basically Final Fantasied it.
Yes. So the game sold 2 million copies, and
Willikers.
yeah, and it saved the franchise. Now, people at the time loved Awakening. They're a little more critical of it nowadays, and I can see why. I'll talk about my opinion of it in a second. But everyone always says, no matter what you have to say about it, you literally have to pray. You have to like thank it, because otherwise there literally would be no Fire Emblems after it. It is a fact that it saved the whole fucking series. So let me get a little rundown of Awakening, because like, I'm going to describe it in a sense. It's a 6 out of 10 story, but it is a genuine 6 out of 10 story.
Okay.
What I mean...
In video games, that's, like, pretty decent.
So, like, what I mean by that is, like, I actually really like Crom and Robin in the story, because they're, like, bromigos on a little adventure, I'm going to compare them to things they're not nearly as good at, but, like, you're just getting me the same ballpark. You know how Sam and Frodo are? Like, you can just tell they're, like, their friendship in, like, little ways. It's like that. Yeah. The game has...
the Kabu and Leaf in Bug Fables.
Yeah.
Reverse negative Alex loves Bug Fables. He's played it longer than 10 minutes.
Bro, I 100%ed it. What are you talking about? I got all the Chivos on Steam right here. So anyway... But, like, it has these little moments where, like, it still has its anime bullshit and has a lot of contrivances near the end. But these little scenes, like, after Crom's older sister dies and he has this little, like, heart-to-heart moment with, like, the gang and, like, Robin. It's like, that was like, actually a nice little scene where he's, like, afraid he'll drag everyone down and Robin's like, who cares if you do? Isn't that what friends are for? And it's like, that's like a nice little bit. I like that. Or, like, with Lucina, because Lucina is Crom's daughter from the future. There's time travel in it. Don't worry about it. It's
now I see what you meant by 6 out of 10.
Well, yeah, but also like it's also how everyone gets involved. It's literally everybody's in the game. So like, you can be girl Robin and you can marry Crom and Lucina could be your daughter. And there's like a whole complete unique scene that if you're her mother, you have a whole like heart to heart moment when she like reveals her true identity and you like hug it out and everything. And I'm like, that's a nice little scene. It's like, it shouldn't work, but it just kind of does in the moment, It's filled with just like a bunch of little things, and it just feels really good good, and like how all the characters interact and stuff. And like, there's something satisfying where you like, my favorite unit was a guy called Vake, also known as Teach, also known as Professor MD the Vake. He is this big goon. He's this like thug dude who works for Crom. And he has crit lines. So like the game has minimal voice acting, where characters just go like do like a little like it's like Zelda where they make like a noise and then the text pops out, Except for when they land a critical hit. And there'll be something like Ray will go like, it's just you and me, and he'll jump up and just fucking like one shot him. Or he'll go like, looks like Teach just got tenure.
Hope you're ready for a knuckle sandwich.
The best one is easily from Donald, who's the hillbilly, who just goes yee-haw really loud. It's so satisfying. Or like when fucking Walhart the fucking Conqueror, also known as Walmart, he goes, I am inexorable. I just fucking runs up and decks you. It's so, in the moment, everything about that game feels good. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, and I want to say my little adventure for the Fire Emblemies out there. I didn't read a single tutorial. You could already tell how well my experience was going in that fucking game. I didn't read any of the tutorials. I'm like, oh, please, I got this in the bag. I didn't know you could look at the enemy attack ranges until like the 5th map. I was just kind of winging it at that point. It was my first game, so I turned off permadeath in this one just to make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing. And then afterwards, in all the other games afterwards, I turned it on to play the real game. I want to go back and replay Awakening now that I know, like, one, how things actually work, but also with fucking like Lunatic and fucking Classic on to have a crazier experience, you know? But like, My quick rundown without making this like a whole hour long about Fire Emblem is I really liked Awakening. I moved on after that because why not play more to playing Fates. Now I'm gonna have a very small tangent, if I may. Please just shit on Fates. Can I?
I will allow it. The consensus from the group of 2 is go ahead. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so I went through Awakening where I'm like, you know what? This was a kind of like a mid-story, but like they were generally trying and they had their moments. I really enjoyed it and I liked the cast and all their like interactions. Overall, I liked it a lot, right? I go to Fates and imagine if everything was just the complete opposite. Imagine if every single character had like, okay, Fates is divided into 3 separate full-length Fire Emblem games that they charged you separately for, like Pokemon. And
it was 60, right?
So it was $60 for one, but you can go into like the eShop menu, and if you owned one, the next one would be only $40. Then they made the 3rd game. If you own the other 2, that one would be reduced to $20. So either way, overall, it was like nearly $100 game anyway. Because fuck you.
This is starting to make more sense why Nintendo was pushing it so hard, because this sounds like the most, outside of Smash Bros., like that's the most pushed DLC I've ever seen from Nintendo.
Yeah, they saw the success of Awakening and just shilled really hard. In fact, 3 characters from Awakening show up as reincarnated forms, and then 3 additional characters from Awakening just come here through a time portal. They really shill Awakening even in the other game. But let's not get carried away here. Let me tell you about these 3 paths. You've got Birthright, where you side up with the Japanese people of Hoshido, where you're like, you have the most boring fucking story I've ever fucking read. I cannot remember a single thing that happened in that game, and I can barely remember the characters. I remember the cast of Awakening. I liked Vake and Rickon and fucking goddamn fucking Crom and like Lucina and fucking Sumia and Tharja and fucking Donald, right? Even Virion I remember, and fucking Kellum. Kellum's meme is he's forgettable. His entire shitpost is how no one can recognize who he is. Like, that is his entire one-note character, and also on the cover of the game, his face is being obscured by someone's sword. So,
Face.
And also, out of every character in Awakening, he's the only one who hasn't been added to the Gacha Game Heroes, just because it's a meme that he can't be in there because he's forgettable.
That's pretty funny.
So,
remind me later to tell you. So you said that was like the worst thing you've ever read. I have a chapter in a book I listened to that may be the worst fiction I have ever heard in my life. Remind me of this, or I'll forget about it afterwards.
Oh, I didn't say it was the worst thing I ever read. That's Revelations. Birthright is the most boring thing I've ever read. Conquest was the worst thing I've read. Then I saw Revelations. So, let me explain. I played Birthright first. It was super boring, super forgettable. I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in it, other than, like, Ryoma can carry you through that game because he's a fucking busted-ass Swordmaster unit. Who cares? Like, dude, even the waifus ain't shit in that game. They're fucking nothing. Who? Like, oh man, I remember people telling me about the character Rinka, who's like the muscle girl. Bro, she's the most boring fucking wet noodle-ass fucking character I've ever seen in my fucking life. And
just a wall of meat.
Just a wall. Dude, she's not even a good unit on top of all of that. She's awful.
Damn.
But like, God, there's a mechanic in the game that I like. You can capture units like Pokemon. You literally have one of your units go up there and capture them, bring them to a jail, beat the shit out of them until they obey you, and then they enlist in your army. You can capture any enemy unit that isn't like a main story boss, but you can capture capturable boss units like Nicole or like fucking Candace and shit, or the Bandit Twins.
You just take them to the dungeon and you force them to join. I feel like that wouldn't really work. I feel like the character coming in like 3/4 of the way through the story is not going to have like any interactions.
So they're weird and they have unique story sprites and little expressions when you first find them, but they don't have any supports. They don't talk with other units. They're basically just like uniquely modeled like stronger than average units in gameplay. It's a cool gimmick though. I like getting it. You know, it changes up your playthrough. But I literally got a faceless fucking helmet wearing grunt that was better than Rinka. She's awful.
Based. I don't know. I keep responding with based like a gut instinct. I had this happen actually almost get me in trouble at my job because at my job we use Telegram, right? And that's like the voice chat app of like weird groomers. Right?
I thought Telegram was for white supremacists. Hello, fellow freedom fighters.
We use it because it's like encrypted on both sides or whatever. By the way, I work as a Bitcoin miner now. That's not even a meme. That is the most on-brand job I could possibly have. But my boss sent something and I typed based and I was about to send it and I was like, wait. And then I found out the group chat image they used for the fucking work chat is the smug Pepe with the top hat and the fucking champagne.
Hello, fellow freedom fighters.
I also almost sent, they were talking about like lunch, and I was about to send the hot dog emoji. Whatever you do, 3 a.m., don't send the hot dog emoji in Telegram. Alex, can you guess what the fucking animated hot dog emoji is?
What?
If you guessed fucking sliding its weenie up the buns and shooting mustard, you'd be right. I'd wonder why, but you'd be right. I almost sent that to my fucking boss. Anyway, fire up.
Speaking of rubbing hot dogs between two buns and shooting out mustard, let's talk about Conquest. Okay, so Conquest was the worst story I've ever read. It is filled with nothing but the most bogus ass bullshit. Fuck, I hated it so much. Let me explain. Okay, so the plot is you have two sides of the war between the Japanese and the Europeans, aka the good guys and the fucking evil supervillain whiteys. So, Conquest is you joining the white race and defeating all the Japanese. And so, the setup is supposed to be written like, oh, okay, so your real family that took you in is from Nor. But your birth family that you were taken away from is in Japan. So it's between your birthright, or like your blood family, or your adopted family. That's your choice. Even though it's revealed later that technically you're not actually born from the Japanese family, so they're also adoptive too, because the plot's bad. Don't worry about it. It's just a get out of jail free card so you can fuck your siblings. So you side with your other family that you've actually known your entire life, right? But the Norians are just supervillains. They wear black armor, their magic knights have like skull masks, they have zombie like fucking mutant soldiers, they have big golems with like Greek faces that shoot rocks out of their mouths and shit. And their king is King Garen, who's this... Have you seen the gif of the guy moaning in increasing discomfort?
No.
Oh.
Is that like so on Facebook they do this thing where it's like, you posted this 5 years ago, and it's like me playing Dragon Ball FighterZ. I have one from 14 fucking years ago, which is the guy from the Walking Dead TV show looking really uncomfortable, and the subtitles say zombies banging outside. And every year, bam, share it again. Boom, see that again, Grandma.
But it's that guy. If you ever see that reaction of it, just popular on the internet. And
yeah.
King Garen is just like, he sets you off. God, there's so much to explain. You have no idea. I don't want to make this like 2 hours. I'm trying to make this fast, but like, holy fuck, dude, it's so bad. So
yeah,
we
got vomit to cover. We got all sorts of fun
I'll
stuff.
make this fast. Trust me. But you come back to him, and he's like, "Why the fuck did you come back? We are literally the villains of this story. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking idiot! You bogungus! You plumbus!" And then his advisor, who's this evil like wormwood guy who like crawls in with his like half fucking Phantom of the Opera mask. He's like, "Oh my lord, don't trust him. I believe he's a Hoshidan spy." And you're fucking Simi's like, "That's bullshit. Korrin is too stupid to be a fucking spy." And King Garen's like, "You shut your fucking mouth, you fucking little faggot kid. I'll kill my own son if I have to." And you'll be like, "Yeah, but you'll kill me." And he's like, "Fuck, you're right. All right, fine, Korrin. I'm sending you on a suicide suicide death map. If you live, you're in. So then you go off to your fucking suicide death map and you live and you come back. He's like, oh wow, I can't believe you actually did that. Well, fuck me, I guess you're in. And then Wormwood crawls back in. He's like, oh, but sir, he had help. And your fucking king dad's like, oh, that's fucking gay. I know, I'll talk to God. And then God says, all right, he's in. And so then you're in the evil army again. And so the evil army, the entire plot after that is constantly, I mean, it is every fucking map is you kill somebody and you're like, ugh. Oh, I hate killing. I hate being on the bad guy side of this war, bro. It's so bad. And like, but back in fucking Hoshido, you're like killing people left and fucking right. You're just like, oh, gross, you Norian scum, fuck you. And you like fucking cut a guy's fucking head off clean. But every single
and then
fight,
your dude's just fine with it. But you got to make sure that everyone knows you're on the bad guy.
But when you're on the bad guy side, Corrin doesn't kill a single person. The entire fucking campaign, you non-lethally murderize the fuck out of like every villager. It's like, oh, what's that? You jump up with your battle axe, crit a guy's head open, and he's just like, ouch, ooh, that really did 60 damage to me. I guess I'll be your friend now, lol. I guess I non-lethally survived this decapitation. And every single time, it's like, every single fucking map, he's just moaning about how like bad he feels about being on this side of this like horrible war. But it's like, then there's this one chapter where like the fucking potential of the story shines, and that's what made me hate the rest of the story. Where you actually finally, these evil people, don't worry, they're bad this time, jump you and you kill them. They're like these evil ghost dudes, and they somehow bleed, don't worry about it. But you kill them, and Iago, Wormwood, he's like, ooh, my lord, where were you going at such a late night? Were you perhaps doing some spy shit? And you look at him, you don't moan, you don't do any fucking anime bullshit. You say, listen here, you Wormwood fuck. I was out fighting a bunch of Hoshidan fuckers who tried to kill me. As you can see, I'm freshly covered in their blood. He's like, what? I'm too busy fighting this war, Iago. Maybe you should contribute a little bit. And the king's like, boy's got a point. Maybe you should do a little more, Iago. Know your place. And he's like, ugh, and like scurries away. And it's like in that little moment, what could have been the edgy, like, bad guy story shined. You could have just been evil for like 5 minutes, right? You could have just done that, but because I saw what the story could have been, it made everything else, every other contrived, whining and moaning, for the rest of it just feel that much worse. And it ends on a bullshit fucking note too. I'm not gonna make this 3 hours, but basically TLDR, I fucking hate it. Also, I fucked my sister Camilla, the end.
And is that something you can only do on the evil side?
So, Revelations is, what if both sides got along? We fought the bigger bad together. And you can get every unit in Revelations. Imagine the story was even worse. I'm not gonna go into detail. We're gonna move on to the next topic, but the TLDR for the Fire Emblems out there, I fucking hated it. And I have played the others. I played Three Houses Engage, but you know what? Honestly, I might just save them for another episode. But anyway, next topic. The thing
that I was saying earlier.
Yeah, tell me about this. Tell me about this story you hated.
Yeah. So now this is Negative World Alex. So he would have actually read this. So Worm, right? So Worm's that superhero story, right? There was a sequel story that finished like, I don't know, a couple years ago, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll check out the sequel story, and I'm just gonna spoil it because it was so fucking dog shit. So halfway in, Alex, so there's like a new group of superheroes, right? And there is a known bad guy that has the ability to, if you enter their line of sight, you're just like, boom, like you're mind controlled, right?
Okay, like that guy from My Hero Academia.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. He very well could have stolen it from me because the sequel story kind of sucks shit. So they go and they interact with this person. And their idea is, oh, this person that can dominate the will, we're just going to like talk to them through a screen. Let's put all of every single person that's important is going to be in this one screen, and we're just going to talk to this lady. And then they all get mind controlled. And I'm like, okay, all right, that's an interesting twist, because there's like a character who like is like mixed with his brother, so like they switch between, right?
Okay.
So like the brother switches back and he has to pretend that he's mind controlled. So you're probably thinking, oh, they're gonna set something up and they're gonna flip it on this lady. No. No, they fucking don't. You know what happens when he switches back? The lady just sees him and then he gets controlled again.
Oh, okay.
For 9.5 hours, I listened to this because I was listening to the audiobook. That is 3 work days of audio podcasting. And it was the worst thing I've ever okay. Imagine this, Alex. So, like, this is all the best parts of a story, right? Characters that are like engaged in what's happening. They have like a reason to do things. There's consequences to their actions. Get rid of all of those. They mindlessly perform this lady's task, which she wants to her benefit, without resistance, without any consequence, and like no way to stop it. Like the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, they're going to snap out of it. It's going to be like a dangerous situation. No, 9.5 hours of watching a fucking necromancer's zombies mindlessly perform menial tasks. And then the fucking lady just gets ripped in half by someone who wasn't even there before. That's it. That was it. 9.5 hours. Fuck Ward. The guy who wrote it, this is why I got fucking mad. Because the whole reason I liked Worm was that it was a world in which superheroes made sense. A world where seeing these morons in spandex fighting outside made you not want to go fucking JFK them, right? Like, imagine if like Superman was constantly breaking shit in your street and be like, get this fucking alien out of here. I don't want these people.
You know, it's the meme of watching Superman throw your car at the bad guy and he misses.
Exactly. Like Worm, that made sense. There was reasons in that story that superheroes existing made sense, and the powers, all that worked. It all had a logical basis. So I thought Ward, the sequel story, was going to be more of that, because it just like continues like, I think it's like 4 months after the first story ended. And then just, okay, this is interesting, and then big fucking fat shit right in my ear. That fart noise I just made in your ear, listener, that's what he did to me for 9 hours. I have never been so mad. I haven't even listened past that. I listened to the end of the chapter, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to give him 1 hour of the next chapter. And nope, nothing interesting. I said, all right, fuck you. I'm going back to listening to Mysterious Universe, a podcast I spent $179 to listen to.
But was it worth it?
Yes. Not Ward. No, fuck that. That shit was cringe. There weren't even any... Worm has white supremacist powers, and they're really cool. They're unfortunately really cool. Ward doesn't have shit. They've got people with fucking mental illness. Anyway.
The people with white supremacist powers are pretty cool, huh?
Okay. Unironically, yes, Alex, they're so fucking cool. It's very problematic that the white supremacists have by far the coolest fucking powers.
Fucking. Speaking
That's
of...
why I've been telling you, Alex, Worm is good. It's got white supremacists. One of them is called a hook wolf. He turned into a wolf made out of hooks. And he's a Nazi. It's cool.
I was gonna say, speaking of white supremacy, now, not to get political, but can I tell you something that's been going on in my state recently that's really fucking funny? That is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Oh, wait, yeah. Tell me about this, because I thought this was a meme.
So, okay, let me explain how I found this. So, I still work at Walmart, spoilers, guys. And while I was walking down past the bathroom, I saw a little newspaper stand there, right? I'm just looking around, I see a big front page story that says fucking the Greater Idaho Initiative, and it was Idaho, but it was bigger. I was like, the fuck is this thing talking about? So I pick up the newspaper, and I read a newspaper in 2023, and it was talking about Idaho's plan to absorb 6 counties in Oregon to become assimilated and be a part of Idaho, and we're going to become one bigger state with new state lines called Greater Idaho. And the catch is that the 6 counties in Oregon, after the whole bit in Portland happened, oh, sorry, I wouldn't want to put
Alex,
this on the storefront.
Alex, I took this out of your programming.
Speaking of Portland, anyway, so the 6 counties in Oregon really want to join up with Idaho now, and both the counties and the Idaho government have all voted to agree, and they're going to send it to Congress. So, unironically, the chances of Greater Idaho, the fully self-sustained rhinoid empire, can finally come true. A world where no Fed post and no BitChute could weigh us down and chain down the soul. It's baseness personified.
Baseness personified. What does Oregon think of this? Are they just are they able to say no?
Well, here's the thing.
Is this a states' right issue?
So here's the thing. The 6 counties are very right-leaning, and not Portland, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Oregon is a very left-leaning place, and that totally didn't lead to Portland. Anyway, welcome to BitChute. So, anyway, let's get that out of the podcast. I got some hot takes. So, after the left-leaning government totally runs the state correctly, I can't talk about this in the correct way, basically, the 6 counties want to leave, and they voted to leave, and all this, and Idaho voted that they want them to. So, and the mainland government of Oregon, if they don't want them, if everyone wants to leave, what are you going to do? Stop them? Force them to stay?
Yeah, they kind of...
By all accounts...
Yeah, they kind of can't.
If they all vote for it, and they all want it, if everyone collectively wants it, what is actually stopping us from drawing up new state lines? When you actually think about it, we have all of our current state lines drawn up from back in the Civil War days, 100 and something years ago, right? So,
you know what? That's right, Alex. I never thought about that. But the borders of those states during the Civil War... Pre-Civil War probably were different.
Yeah, and they were all drawn up after that whole thing was settled. And so Greater Idaho, the Greater Idaho movement says, if we all want it and we all vote for it, who's to actually say no to rewriting up some state lines? Because we are, this is not my opinion, this is what they specifically said in the newspaper, we are more politically divided than ever, and I feel like we should draw up new state lines so the counties who are, left or right leaning can be better represented with their votes in the states they actually agree with. That is what the guy said.
That's kind of wild.
That's what the guy said in the newspaper. And so the thing that's funny about Greater Idaho is it's just funny. If you look at the picture of it, if you Google Greater Idaho, it's Idaho gained some weight. It's just thick. It's really funny. It is so funny. It is. We're not calling it North Idaho or South Idaho. It's Greater Idaho. We're just greater.
It's Super Idaho.
Okay, here's the thing here.
Oh, hold on, Alex.
Yeah?
Okay, you didn't mention this. Greater Idaho would be 2/3 of the fucking state of Oregon. I thought it was 1 or 2 counties.
I said 6.
This is
6 counties.
This is I guess I'm used to Illinois, where our counties are kind of small.
Yeah.
No, this is a significant chunk of Oregon. This is actually
Oregon's
really
getting cut in half, bro.
This makes Oregon into Vermont.
Yeah.
One of those nothing countries. Vermont, where they just have all the rich people.
Yeah. So it's a huge deal if it happens. And so it has to pass through Congress, and the guy in the newspaper says it probably wouldn't happen because it's just it'd be inconvenient. But when you think about it, what, that's it? Everyone wants it and you just don't want to do it because it's inconvenient for you? That's kind of bullshit, ain't it? So here's the thing.
That sounds like a good way to have your house targeted by some radical individuals.
Hello, feds.
I ain't talking about skateboards.
So, I'm almost done with this bit. Just trust me on this one. So, here's the thing. I'm not a very political person. I don't really care that much. However, I think it's really funny. I would love to see a civil war break out over the fucking Greater Idaho movement. Because, if one guy does it, right? If suddenly one state is allowed to do it, that sets a precedent that every other state can do it now, right? All of a sudden, hold on a minute, North Dakota and South Dakota got some beef still, I'm just saying. And so they start drawing up new state lines, and this is what is going to lead to what you've probably heard this before, the national divorce.
I've not heard that phrase, but I know what you're talking about. Texas, every single term, some senator Ted Cruz or something who's getting a little hot under the collar, secede from the nation, right? Let's secede from it, and then it just piddles out and goes nowhere because doesn't actually have steam. But yeah, if this actually goes through, that's really Okay. I will warn you though, Alex. Supporting a political movement because you think it's quote-unquote really funny is how I ended up with a fucking Trump hat and a Mike Pence pin. I did it as a goof, and then he won. So now I'm kind of I bought the hat because it's funny. I have to explain it every time, as I predominantly wear it around town.
So, your baseness personified.
There's one of my neighbors. He has a truck. and it has liberals impeach this, and it's got a middle finger. He's got like 13 guns. It's my favorite truck in town. It makes me smile every time I see it.
Okay, so a lot of California refugees come over here, so they have a bunch of liberal stickers out here. So I will have two types of cars in my Idaho, because I'm in the parking lot all day. Yes, I'm still doing the same job.
In your parking lot.
Yeah, and so I'm out there all day, so I see the same kind of cars. I've got, the Don't Tread on Me's, a straight-up Confederate flag painted on some guy's pickup truck. I've got a fucking intersectional flag with a bunch of consumerist fucking goddamn product like Boba Fett and like Baby Yoda stickers all on the car.
Baby Yoda and Boba Fett holding hands over the coexist with all the different logos.
Unironically, yes. And so I've also seen a car next to each other. One was Black Lives Matter, right, with the little BLM fist, next to another car, which was Blue Lives Matter with the little blue flag, And I was like, oh yeah, my state's going to go into some shit when Greater Idaho goes down, isn't it? And I would like to add one more thing before I end this bit, and you are going to laugh and then also get worried. Recently, because I've been following the movement, Idaho has legalized death by firing squad, and also we have unbanned, let me read the fine text here. We have unbanned armed militias from forming up in the city. I'm just saying.
Unbanned.
I'm just saying. I think something's going to happen in downtown in the next couple of years, and I'm going to not be there.
I'm going to lock the back door. I don't know what side Tilly is on.
Yeah, what's going to happen downtown? But these flags are so fucking red, I dare say they're Fed posts at this fucking point. They're just bait at this point. Anyway. That's been going on in my state. But another thing I wanted to discuss. Discuss, all right? I'm going to make this brief, because again, more politics, but people are going to ask me, because I saw the post, what do I think about the Russian shit going on for the past year? Because I was doing Russian history all the time. Everyone's got to know what's going on.
Remember, the canonical political cartoon where you had to leave the podcast.
As you guys all know, I'm a Russian sleeper agent, and that's where I've been for the past 2.5 years. I've been out fighting in the churches in Ukraine, being turned into AI images and put into video game footages for the Ukraine military. Oops, I said the wrong thing. Getting sent to BitChute. Anyway.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, man.
No, okay, so I knew about where they had drones for the U.S. Army, they're training you can play it like a video game with a controller because it dehumanizes whoever you're bombing. But I did not know about them AI import. Is AI being used for things that aren't super cool, like making podcast co-hosts instead for really weird shit?
Okay, so I think I gave away my opinion of the war when I said that, where I talked shit on the Ukraine government really fast. So anyway, getting your podcast canceled. So here's the thing. Let me explain. Russia is the aggressor. Yes, I agree. So let me explain. Okay, so this whole thing is very complicated, and I'm not going to do a somewhat accurate history shitpost about it. This is all going down from literal centuries of conflict since they used to hate each other back when they were still Muscovy, all right? It's bad blood. And a lot of the current tension is old USSR friction, because even though they're all together in the Union, they didn't all get along. I think I mentioned that with all the rebellions happening in Poland all the time,
Yep.
The big thing that happened, to sum up the events, the very quick rundown is USSR, when they were together, built a gigantic pipeline down all the way from fucking middle of Russia, because Russia is a petro nation. They have a fuckload of oil. They send it all the way down to the rest of Europe and make a lot of money, send it through a big pipeline through Ukraine, because remember, there used to be one big union. It didn't matter. They were all the same border, right? But
and then they fractured into Greater Ukraine.
Yeah. Fractured into many different nations, and they broke off the Union. So now, hold on a minute. Ukraine looks up, pipelines in our fucking side of the territory. I'm just saying, we built this shit. So, if you want to use the pipeline, gonna need to pay us extra. And so that was tension number one. Tension number two. Fucking Crimea. Crimea is that little piece of land, a little island. It's connected to land, but it's basically an island. that gives you access to the Black Sea, which gives you access to the rest of the ocean. And that's how you can get a lot of
It's called
trade.
a peninsula, Alex.
Do I look like I know how to speak my own fucking language, asshole?
I don't look like
Anyway,
I know how to spell peninsula, because neither do I.
anyway, listen, fucker.
I don't know how to spell Penn Island. We have fun here.
So anyway. That little play, fuck you. Anyway, they need that. That's in Ukraine. They need that to get boats to send all that oil and shit and all the other goods and shit out to get more money. Tension point number 2. Tension point number 3. That big, glorious red map. You gotta remember something about the USSR. It collapsed in 91, but before, like, a little bit before me and you were born. A lot of old people are still from the Union in there. Like, I was watching a guy on YouTube from the USSR who was like, he's only like 40, but like, he was doing an episode with his grandma, who was like a little lady, a little girl from the Stalin era. And like, he was still a baby when it collapsed, but he has a little birth certificate with the red star on it because he was still technically the Union at the time. Like, people are still alive from the Union. Specifically, every old person in office is alive from the Union. And
That makes a lot. I didn't actually think about that. The fact that like even 60s, you know? 60s and above, which look at some of like the US politicians, they're all over 60.
Yeah.
They're all over 70.
Yeah. All of the old boomers still running like the Russian government and shit, which totally isn't a mafia state that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Don't worry about that part. All of those old boomers, those guys used to be red fucking goons. Those guys used to wear red stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and people who are our age would be old ex-commies. And so specifically, fucking Putin, Adolf Putler, he himself was literally a KGB unit who was working in Ukraine when it seceded. And he mentions this in his little book. He said, he called up like, hey, these rebels are being really loud and rowdy, but like, send me some forces, we can quell them and keep them in the Union. And the quote, but Moscow was silent. That lives rent-free in Putin's head for the past like 50 fucking years. He has been fucking butthurt that he was there on the ground level, that he could have won and kept Ukraine part of the Union, but they never gave him the authority because, remember, 17 levels of bureaucracy in the Union. So it fell, and now it's Ukraine, and he wants it back. So it's like, those are like the big 3. There's obviously other little things I'm not going to spend 3 hours discussing, but like that's why the wars happened, right? And what's currently going on is we get to have a big war with the information age and Twitter being the thing. So for political propaganda, Russia's been shitting out videos left and right, actually getting every U.S. business taken out for political stunts and then secretly put back in, but don't Google that part.
Don't worry about it. Don't Google Bethesda. Don't see what their Twitter is in June for each different country.
Yeah, don't worry
I'm sure these countries actually care about anything.
Don't worry about performative politics on the internet, everybody. You're not being hustled or nothing. And one of the things they put out was a really, really funny video that, okay, maybe I'm showing my hand here, but it was a funny fucking
Alex, were you watching ISIS videos in 2006 on YouTube where they'd have fucking sniper compilations? This is what this is sounding like.
Tad, do I look like a Ukrainian simp to you? That's what they're doing. I'm gonna get to that in a fucking hot second, because you don't even know the half of it. Did I not send it to you? I'm gonna send it to you in a little bit. So
I can only imagine these videos are like Benny Hill music while atrocities play out on my screen.
You don't even know the half of it. So anyway, Russia put out a video that wasn't a war montage, where it was a political propaganda piece where it's 2 Russian guys going to America and being told to be more polite and to like be nicer to black people because they've suffered worse than you have. You know, it's like that.
So they dropped them off in like
New York
like
or some
super
shit.
liberal area
Yeah.
to like try and play up the angle.
The 2 Russians like, what the hell does this bathroom symbol mean? And they're like, well, there are like 10 different genders, don't you know? And the 2 Russians go like, huh? And look at each other. It's a lot of anti-liberal shit. It's a lot of what you expect a Russian propaganda video to be. And every comment about, because it was just put on Twitter, why wouldn't it be? Everybody is either, if you're a pro-rightoid, like, you know, the AI robot that I am, you're like, dude, the Russians are so right. This is so based. They're right. There are way too many genders, and there are way too many anyway. So welcome to BitChute. So
So that's what their angle is on all this is okay.
that's what Russia is doing. It's doing a bunch of just anti-Western, like, liberal propaganda. And Ukraine has been doing a lot of, pro-liberal propaganda. And like it's like, hey, we're sending all these beautiful young women to go die in the war, bro. And
we gotta stop Voldemort. Oh, I know they can't do that anymore. Harry Potter's bad now, so that's gonna be like, we gotta. Ukraine is the baby Yoda of the. I actually, what are some? Help me here, Alex. I'm sure you've been seething about this rent free for a long time. Give me an example. The baby
for you guys
Yoda
to understand,
of.
listen, guys, we of Ukraine's got to put out a message for you. For you guys in the West who haven't seen a war, we got to let you guys know. Ukraine is like the Harry Potter, and Russia is like the Voldemort. Ukraine is Zelensky is Harry Potter, Ukraine is Hogwarts, Putin is Voldemort, and we gotta stop him from taking over Hogwarts.
Oh, have you seen that fucking thing? I think this is probably the end of the political bit, but have you seen this fucking? It was like right when the war started. There was some, I think it was Kamala Harris is like, she was asked about it. She's like, well, Ukraine is a small country and it's being attacked by a much larger country.
These are the people that run your country, by the way.
And that was literally word for word what she said when someone was like, hey, can you break down this war that's coming up? That's what they think of us. It's fine. It's okay. It's beautiful. I love it.
Anyway, Ukraine's...
Alex, you want to talk about some cool crimes that we've committed over the past 2 years?
Well, I was out in the trenches over in Russia, right? okay.
I do actually have some cool crimes.
Okay, fine. I will ignore sending you to the alt-right section of Transparency Tube for this. So basically, both sides are not as clear-cut as you think they are, guys. Think with your fucking heads for 5 seconds, please. Anyway, hey Tad, what have you been up to?
But what about Samuel Hayden, the ace of Kiev?
Ted, I could go on about this for 2 hours. You don't know what you're doing, man. You don't know what you're doing, man.
But they're the good guys.
Anyway. Do not look up the Azov Battalion.
And whatever you're doing at 3 a.m., do not look up. All right. So my new job, right? So I was doing security for the longest time. It was the most based job on the planet. Literally, all I did was sit there and play fucking RuneScape. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And also, I had to like escort people off site sometimes, but that's okay. Don't worry.
Can I be
about
a side bit? I think if you watch the security guard of like solid snakes creeping behind you, you're just like, oh fuck yeah, 92 wood cutting. It just comes up and fucking piano wires you.
So I worked security at a couple different places, right? Like it was around when the pandemic was, when I thought the pandemic was wrapping up in like 2020. Gee, what a fucking mistake you willikers.
Oh man, remember the pandemic, everybody? That thing we totally overreacted to? Hey, welcome to Transparency Tube in the alt-right section.
Oh my god, this bot's been running for 45 minutes. It's become wrong. Boop, reboot. So I was working at I'd work at a couple places security. Like I worked at a warehouse for one of them. And that one, I would show up at like 6 a.m. and there'd just be people around me and they wouldn't talk to me like I was a ghost, like the ghost of Kiev. And after like 3 hours, they'd just leave and I'd be there by myself, right? And this was like height of COVID protocols, so like I wasn't supposed to let anyone inside the building and shit.
Yeah.
And so what would happen is that like these trucks would come up because I'm in the Midwest, so the majority of like security stuff is some kind of plant, like a power plant or a chemical plant. Oh, by the way, 3 chemical plants near me have also exploded.
Nice.
In the past 2 months. So it's fine. I'm sure it's not a pattern. Anyway, so I'd be sitting there playing RuneScape or I'd be like editing a podcast, right? This was back when I was still finishing up the revival stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just hear like I heard a door open and then close. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I had to get up and reverse solid snake because I'm like, these guys know that they're not supposed to be here. What the fuck? And I had this dude like sneak up behind me without making a goddamn word and go, hello, where is my ticket? And I about jumped out of my fucking skin. It was great. Working security is cool, except for that. Like,
except for doing your actual job, huh?
When I had to work, it was a little sus because it was always like, hey, you need to leave. And it would be people that didn't fucking speak English. So I had to be very careful. Work at security's based because legally, I actually can't do my own job. I cannot force someone off of the property. Like if I tell someone, hey, you shouldn't be here, you should leave, and they go, no, I go, alrighty, I am gonna go leave to sit in my car and call the police. At the chemical plant, I had to do that multiple times, actually. Every time I did an overnight shift, I had to fucking call the police. The first one was because there was a raccoon in an elevator. I don't know what the police were supposed to do, but a police guy did go in there, and then the raccoon left. The other 2 times were less fun. No, the second one was more fun. It was a guy, he got fired because he was a dickhead. And so he showed up in his little red Corvette and like went into the gravel parking lot, like drove up, went to like a supervisor's car, and then just started doing donuts and whipping gravel at the dude's car, and then sped out. That was pretty fun. I got to call the police for that.
Holy shit.
And then another one, it was just a normal ass day. Like I was like, all right, you know, I'm picking up an extra shift, getting some hours in. Then like 4 police officers come up, and this was when I had. So for those deep cut, let me tell you about these. This was around the time that I did the Super Mario Brothers episode, in which I may or may not have purchased something with Bitcoin that maybe I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, I am fucked. I thought they were coming for me. But no, all it was that they're like, hey, we need to see your cameras. And I'm like, what for? They're like, yeah, there's a dead body in the river. I was like, oh, fuck. But the most interesting thing that happened at that job site, and I'm not saying exactly where it was, but I met Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger, right?
Yeah.
And I had the most politician experience possible with him. So he's a politician. I don't even know where he's at. I think he's left leaning. I don't care. He's a politician, therefore he's disgusting to me.
Yeah.
So they let me know, like, hey, Tad, you know, this guy's gonna be on site. When he's here, you know, we're going to be escorting him through, you know, just go through all your normal security stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll make sure to do that. So the guy gets there and they're all having fun. You know, I'm checking his stuff. He's like, oh yeah, you know, they all show me their IDs. I sign them all in. And then Adam Kinzinger tries to like leave. And I'm like, oh, hey, sorry, sir. I just need to see your ID. Can you remove your face mask? Like being very like, you know,
normal.
Being kind of an asshole, but like no one could call me out on it.
This is still during the COVID time, right?
Yeah. So he turns around, and I swear to God, this is real. He pulls his face mask down and does like a cartoon bulldog face at me that puts the face mask back up. And I sat there and I'm like, what the fuck did I just see? I was like, did this congressman just make a bulldog face at me? And I like went and I checked the security cameras. I'm like, yeah, no, Ted, you didn't have a stroke. He really did this. Because I expressed a minute amount of authority over him. And the fact that one of us peasants was able to tell him what to do made him so fucking mad.
These are the children that run the world. I'm just saying, haha.
But it's okay, because I epically owned him. On the way out, I told him, like, oh, hey, can I get a picture with you? And Alex, are you aware of the circle game?
No.
It's a thing that immature high schoolers do where you make a circle with your thumb and forefinger and put it below your waist.
You mean white power?
Oh, it's a white fuck.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Now, like drinking milk.
It's not. It is 4chan. It's the OK hand. 4chan literally made it a meme that said, "Hey everybody, let's just pretend let's just pretend it's a W and a P for white power and totally trick the liberals on Twitter." And they did it. And then people who made Mortal Kombat removed Johnny's fucking OK hand because he foolishly believed that it actually meant white power. The entire point of the OK hand being white power was to just troll you. If you believe it, you're an idiot.
That's really funny though. But yeah, that was my experience with him. So then I started working at another place, and this is the first job I've ever had to sign this is the second job that I had to sign an NDA at. Last year, Alex, I worked for 4 fucking companies, and I can't tell you any of them.
I was about to say, could you even say anything?
The other jobs I could say what I did, but I can't say exactly who I worked for or like where I was at.
Oh yeah, okay.
They will actually come and like cornhole my ass. I can say that I made fun of Adam Kinzinger because he's not a person. I don't care about him. He's a bulldog, man. But so I started my new on-brand job, which is mining Bitcoin, which as soon as I realized that's what I was doing, I started chuckling to myself because I'm like, this is the dumbest fucking job I could have possibly gotten. Am I wrong in that? Is that not the stupidest thing I could be doing?
You used to trade TF2 hats. Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long to mine Bitcoin for money.
I think the only thing that would have been sillier is if I literally, and Alex, if this opportunity did come to me, I would do it, literally went to clown college. So this new job, though, is based as fuck. Just a few days ago, like, this is what
Can
it's
you
like
tell
to work
me
with,
this story before they cornhole you? I'm kind of concerned.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Listen, my boss was pirating Cocaine Bear and showed it on the main screen at work. This job is based, Alex. I got to watch Cocaine Bear for free. I didn't even know you could do that with movies on the internet.
Bro, you can watch it on your 3DS.
So I'm going to tell you a couple things about working at my job, right? So your job, you have to deal with the elderly, those old fucks that inconvenience you.
Yes.
Right? At my job, I have to deal with, I call them tempies.
Yeah.
I have to deal with temp workers. Think about everything you hate about old people, Alex. Condense it into a ball and then slash the age by half. That's what it's like working with fucking temp workers.
But,
For the temp workers in the audience, because I know that there are, I'm sorry, but there's one based temp worker. He was really cool. I liked him. But the other two were fucking useless and smelled like cat pee.
So
my job.
What do you... Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I may. What does a temp worker do? Like if you're mining Bitcoin, they'd be like, oh man, Ted, can you like help me how to type up Bitcoin on my computer?
I keep going. I tried to go to Newgrounds, but it's showing me boobs. I think I made a typo.
Yo, why does our boss keep using the funny frog from 4chan as our profile picture? I thought that was white supremacy things, man.
So, what I do, I can't say who I work for, or like any real specifics, but like the way that Bitcoin mining works is you have these big fucking machines and then they mine Bitcoin. And my job is to like keep those running, which is, again, for like the first 3 months that I was working there, I kept chuckling to myself about how funny it is that I mine Bitcoin. It's so fucking stupid. The whole thing is dumb. The whole thing is so fucking useless.
Ted's out here being an actual Captain Planet villain, destroying the goddamn planet for fucking money.
So my job, right, it's a big fucking warehouse, and they have a bajillion machines, and they're all running. I have to keep them running. So the things that suck about my job is during winter, it was so cold, the wires, like take an Ethernet cord, Alex. Do you know what's inside of an Ethernet cord?
Wires.
Yes. There's 8 wires inside of that cord. Now take that cord and make it negative 30 degrees, and that bitch snaps in half clean. Every single Ethernet cord becomes a 9-pointed dagger, dude.
Us Illinois, am I right?
But it's okay. It's okay. In the summer, it was 127 degrees inside my work. It was so hot that I had to have, and this isn't even a meme, this is the real thing. There had to be a battle plan. Like, we had to plan out, because if I was inside there for more than 15 minutes, I could actually die. Because if I got so dehydrated and exhausted, I'd collapse, and then the other person would have to find me and drag me out of work so I would not die on the fucking floor.
And you're a pretty heavy guy, so I'm just saying, I don't think you would have made it.
That's why we had the action plan, Alex. The environment's fighting back.
I do not miss living in Illinois. Anytime winter happens, and it's like, oh man, it's 20 degrees out and snowing, and then like I talk to like Monty or you, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's like -10, there's ice all over the fucking road, bruh. Oh, the jagged daggers at my work of ice.
I almost fell off the skizzer lift and impaled myself on Ethernet cords. Oopsie poopsie. Oh, so the main thing I do at work is I get up in these big ass, I call them skizzer lifts.
Yeah.
Because saying scissors as skizzers makes me smile. So I go up in the skizzer lifts, 30 feet up in the air, and I'm like fucking with shit, right? Some of the places that like we hook up the machines to are so shitty that like I'll plug it in and it will fucking, it'll make a pop, and it will like the air will buzz and I will see a fireball come at me. This is what I do at my job, Alex.
Okay,
I have to dodge fireballs like I'm in Bowser's castle.
Oh, so you work in a ghost kitchen? So topical. So I'm gonna do up a quick bit. You remember Spoony One's video on fucking Jack the Ripper, the FMV game?
Not a single bit of it.
There's a bit of a guy who is in like the virtual space, and he is suspended in the air with wires in a big diaper so he can shit in and piss in while he's in the virtual reality. Has his VR goggles, his hands, and he's suspended by all these wires, like moving his fingers and shit, pissing and shitting. And I picture you being lifted up by the fucking wired diaper, just touching like random fucking keypads floating in the fucking air right now.
I mean, that is... Listen, you just don't get it. You flat gamers don't understand VR.
Like, where are you... Obviously, you can't tell me, but where... Are you mining in, like, the pre-constructed fucking Death Star where there's just fucking exposed wires and fucking, like, just sparks flying? You're in, like, the grungy part of, like, the dystopian fucking mega city?
There is a plucky 14-year-old girl and her 2 boy orbiters that I see running around here that are going to save the planet.
Look, I imagine. No, wait, hold on. I still paint. I'm sorry. I have to make fun of your job so hard. Remember the Walmart tower?
Yes.
We got rid of that, by the way.
Inside the tower.
Sorry, we got rid of the Walmart tower, everybody. I'm sorry. We remodeled. I'm picturing a big monolith, right? You're in this big enclosed space that is both...
City 17 from Half-Life 2.
Yes, but it's underground, right? You're in this shitty place that is somehow too hot and too cold at the exact same time. You are climbing up these grunge the fucking music from fucking Warframe of fucking the guys pulling the fucking cranks to the fucking beat of the song, the chain gang music of like fucking cold air and water flowing, harsh the lands we call our home. As you walk with this giant wrench up the fucking scissor lifts, it says like safety warning, days without nonsense 0. You fucking cross past the fucking safety railed walkway to fucking turn 2 wrenches on top of the massive Bitcoin tower. This is your job. Literal dystopian shit.
So that's why we brought in temps, right? Disposable workers.
Oh yeah, so it's just Warframe.
I get to be in the sexy woman robots. That's all I know about Warframe. That when I tried to play it, I chose Ninja, and it was the most boring game I ever played on the planet. So anyway, all right.
Back to Bitcoin.
So that's my job. I work in a 90s FMV game. I work in Scorn for the Xbox. So we get these people, right? They're supposed to help us because the project is that we're like pulling like fucking 12,000 miners off of the shelves and replacing them with like new ones and cataloging them and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
So one coworker, and I'm gonna give these guys all different names. Like I'm just gonna pick a name randomly, right? So there was 3 coworkers. I'm gonna call one of them Joseph Robinette Biden. I'm gonna call one of them Vladimir Zelensky. I'm gonna call the other one Skittles. Okay.
Fuck off.
So Skittles was cool. I liked him. Skittles, I'd be like, hey, Skittles, we got to do something. We got to go up on these scissor lifts. He's like, are you sure? He's like, I fell off a roof when I was young, and they kind of fucked me up with heights. And I'm like, oh, well, sorry, we do kind of have to go up these. I mean, you can climb, but I feel like it's going to be a bad idea. And he was like, all right, I'll do it. And I was like, all right, Skittles, you're based. You're cool in my book. Joseph Robinette Biden, I would tell him, like, I'd be doing something. He'd be like, all right, what do I need to do? And this was a constant struggle with these two, with Joseph Robinette Biden, and I forget what the third one was.
If you called him Vladimir Zelensky.
With Zelensky and Biden, I would tell them to do something, and they'd be like, all right, They go and they'd half-ass it, and then they just stand there like a broken Bethesda NPC. I'd be like, hey, can you go do this? It's literally like sending fucking Cicero to go loot a skeleton in Skyrim, and then he just stands there doing his stupid little dance. So I tell Zelensky, I'm like, all right, go and like I'm up on the skizzer lift doing this thing. How about you go and you label some chords? And he goes, fine. And I'm like, bitch, Zelensky, you need to get out of here. He had to leave early 3 of the days. I only had him for 2. We only had these temp workers for like 2 weeks, and they were the longest 2 weeks of my fucking life. Oh, imagine trying to push your carts, but you have to micromanage these 3 goblins.
So you mean when I also had my own little Pootler, Zelensky, and Adolf running around outside in the parking lot?
Exactly, when you had your lesser thans that you had to keep control of.
My lessers. God, I would call them lessers too, wouldn't I?
Alex, we're just like them. Only more.
Only greater Idaho.
So yeah, I send him to go do stuff. If I'm not immediately telling him what to do, he'll stand there and put his hands on his hips like a sassy NPC in Skyrim. And then the other guy, Joseph Biden. This dude was the fucking worst. This guy had the itch. So every time I looked at him, he was scratching himself, right? Like, there was a 50-50 shot when he came to work. He was peppy, he was jumping around, or he was like, he was falling asleep standing up. Which, now that I think about it, means that he probably was on heroin.
I was going to say, listen, I would throw a bit of the doubt that maybe he had narcolepsy, but you're in Illinois, and... Listen, let's get political. All we have to
do in Illinois is freeze, do hard drugs, or mine Bitcoin. So the other one, he just goes off and he'll do stuff. I've got one good temp that I'll just keep with me, right? And then the other 2 I just load with items as like pack mules.
Okay.
If I don't tell Zelensky what to do, he'll just sit around. And the other guy, he has the opposite problem. He will constantly come to me, and he is the annoying fan in Oblivion. I will be trying to fucking find this nerd route, and he comes running at me from a mile away to go, hello there, check out this box that I've made. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean a box that you've made? And so I come down from 30 feet in the air on my fucking skizzer lift, and I open the door, I take off like the safety stuff, I walk into the main room, and he's like, check out this box. And I'm like, okay, there's 4 pieces of wood on the ground. What is this? He's like, I'm making a box to store all the cords. I'm like, actually, okay, no, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, go ahead and do that. And just stay the fuck away from me because you reek of cat piss. So this dude, every hour on the hour, he would interrupt, or he would like, I'd be walking to go take a piss, and he would be like, hey, check this out. And he would show me his progress on this fucking wooden box.
Was he making it for 2 weeks?
After about 4 days of this.
Oh, 4 days?
Yes, it took him 2 weeks. And so finally, he's like, he gathers all of us together like he's a child showing us his epic fucking Fortnite compilation video. And he shows us this big wooden box, and he's like, check it out. And he's like showing us all these features. It's literally... Alex, it is literally like 10 pallets broken down into a big cube with one side that you can pick up. And it says open up here. And it's like it's like unfinished wood. So like if you touch it, you get fucking splinters. And he built it in the middle of the goddamn aisle. So we're like, okay, what is this? He's like, I made a box so you can store everything. I'm like, okay. And so I look at it and I'm like, I go to open it. I'm like, this only opens from one side and it opens 4 feet off the ground. How are we supposed to move this? How are we supposed to put anything in this? He wasted 2 weeks building this stupid fucking wooden box.
But I like the idea. This feels like an office bit. Like, he should be just doing his actual job, but he's getting paid to essentially just fuck around and build this fucking random box.
It's... like, his job, what he would do when I stopped having him follow me on the scissor lift. He was this fucking dude. So you go up in a scissor lift, you like go up, it goes like beep, 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 and you slowly go up and down. You know what this motherfucker does? He climbs the side of the fucking thing. Doesn't even let me know he's there, just starts climbing it. Alex, those things have like 4 tons of pressure on the scissor things. They go up and they go down, and if there's anything in the middle of there, it turns to dust. Like, they will explode you. You want to know the best part about him, Alex?
Yeah?
So, like, okay, he started with someone else, but that guy got fired because he came to work every day, like, maybe a little bit Illinois, a little bit Midwest normal, right? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm just saying words here. I'm just saying words. I signed a piece of paper. I'm just saying any kind of random words. It doesn't matter. He didn't have a car right anymore. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I kind of understand that. You did kind of get fucked. And he's like, yeah, I just need money to, to get my license back. And I'm like, huh. I should probably question that further, but that's okay. So I give him a ride home, right? And this is when I first noticed that he reeked of cat piss all of the time.
Okay.
So it was a 10-minute drive, and I take him to his house, and I drop him off, and he's in, like, it's exactly the kind of house that you would expect, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm thinking this is a one-time thing. This son of a bitch calls me at 5 in the fucking morning.
Yeah?
To ask me for a ride to work. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll give him a ride this one time, and I'm telling him he's got to get his own transportation. I'm not fucking doing this. So I go in, I pick him up, and I tell him, like, hey, I understand you kind of got fucked, but you're going to have your first paycheck here, and then you can buy your stuff and you're good. So then I drive him to work, and it's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
And in this 15-minute drive, he tells me his life story and how his ex-wife made his kid retarded.
Yeah.
He tells me about the time that he won the lottery and then lost it all, and other blatant lies. And this dude, like, I was split, right? Every time he spoke, my car stunk more because his teeth were so bad.
Jesus Christ.
But I wanted to hear, like, I desperately wanted to know, okay, like this, I would respond to him with yes anding. I'd be like, oh, your ex-wife turned your kid retarded, huh? How? His reasoning, by the way, was that she would only buy him Burger King. She would only feed him Burger King, and that's why his kid turned retarded on him, as he put it.
So here's the thing. I was picturing this was like a weird, like, Tismo kid when you were explaining this guy. I didn't think of him like
no, I'm sorry. This man is 56 years old.
Oh, God.
It's amazing. He's never work with a temp worker. They're fucking horrible. Also, he got let go because he kept trying to steal fans and computer parts because we were throwing them away, and he wanted to scrap them for meth money.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so
It's wonderful.
So, unfortunately, my work has been mostly the same, so I ain't got nothing special to say over there. Outside of getting
No old person moments, no hashtag elderly relatable times.
Nothing crazy has happened at my store. We're pretty run-of-the-mill, outside of the fact that we got rid of the tower. We got a remodel. We're all cramped up now because they tried to turn half of our store into a fucking distribution center.
What? Your Walmart's tiny as fuck.
It's a lot smaller now. We're just compact like one of those fat bugs. All their guts packed inside of their little exoskeletons. So, like...
You get one piercing and it'll blast out.
So, like, they turned most of our store into that bullshit. Oh, the dog's doing something over there, stupid animal. But they're like...
What's he up to?
But, like...
Oh my god, is he a secret agent?
Yeah.
Zelensky?
Zelensky the dog! Jesus Christ, what the fuck are they doing over there? Scared the dick off me.
Shut up.
Anyway, point is, they remodeled the store.
Alex, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The old people are rubbing off on you. Your biggest complaint is they moved everything inside the Walmart. I'm gonna leave to Greater Idaho.
Maybe they have, alright? Look. Listen to you.
Alex's dawning realization that he's almost 30, just like me.
Yeah, I have. Don't worry about that. I've definitely realized I am almost 30. But I got a raise twice, which is really nice. I make as much money as you used to make when you were a security guy, except, I actually do work. the only thing crazy that's been going on over here for me has been Greater Idaho. Now,
Oh, I mean, there was also that thing that happened in Idaho where there was like a school shooting that was like maybe 2 miles away from you. I think maybe were you even aware that happened, Alex?
dude, it's America. That's old news, bruh. Like,
Shit, you know what? You're right.
There was all the school shootings before COVID, then there was COVID, and then there's all there's the shootings at schools back in town, bro. What you want me to count every single one?
Another school shooting. Nature is healing.
The guns are returning to the classroom
Before they fly north for the summer.
So, like, enough of this depressing real life stuff. I wanted to mention something. Guys, I'm scared about something. I'm so fucking scared. You know immediately where I'm going with this joke. Guys, I'm so fucking scared right now. I wanted the Mario movie to flop to force these Nintendo fans to see Sonic 3. But it looks like it's gonna be peak fiction.
Bros, we need to force these Sonic fans to go to this theater.
Guys, the more they show of the Mario movie, and you guys know, I dissed the Mario movie a shitload. Guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I think it might be the fucking best shit ever. Holy shit. They have put so much fucking soul into it. Bro, they referenced the fucking Nice Water guy on their website. Bro, come the fuck on. You can't make a fucking deep cut reference like that, man.
All right, Alex. It's the man-child minute. We're gonna finish this off with the 2 almost 30-year-old men talking about Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda. There's when we recorded this, which is definitely happening live. It's happening on the start of April. It's real. It's happening. We're doing it live. There's supposed to be a video about the Tears of the Kingdom tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Zelda or do you want to talk about Mario?
I can do both before I get out of here. My man-child minute. Okay, so let me talk about Mario first, though, because I already opened up with it. So,
okay.
I went to a wedding, right? I have a $500, sorry, we can with the shoes and the tie, $600 suit. I'm wearing it to the Mario movie. And
Alex,
I'm going to walk up and
got Riz.
I'm going to walk in there, but I'm not going to wear my undershirt. I'm instead going to wear this $8 Super Mario Brothers shirt that has all of the like characters and like enemy sprites printed on it from the first game. I'm going to walk in there with my suit and shirt and be like, 1 ticket to the Mario Brothers movie, please. I'm going to walk in there like a fucking idiot. I'm going to go to this movie theater alone, filled with nothing but children, like the Sonic movie I did twice. And I'm gonna bing woohoo my fucking head off listening to Chris Pratt as fucking Mario. Have you watched any of the fucking trailers?
Yes, and I did see that there was one interview where Chris Pratt gave a really good Mario impression just to fuck with me specifically. I sent you the link. He goes, bing, bing, wahoo, or something like that. And it sounds like Mario, and I've never been more pissed at an actor. Oh, you asked if I saw any of the trailers. I did actually see the one that came out today. Did you see that one? It like just came out at like, I don't know, like noon today.
Not today, no.
It was it was a trailer. It was showing like Mario in Manhattan. And he did like wahoo, he did like a triple jump. And he actually caught the back end of the plane from 9/11 and threw it into the so long gay towers.
Shut up.
I have had so long gay towers on this notepad sitting in front of me for the past 2 hours.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
No, in the promo imagery, they've got the cape. They've got the One World Trade Center in the background, which means Mario canonically didn't stop 9/11.
He wasn't super yet. It's okay.
All right, I still got a bunch of stuff. Maybe we'll do another one. We'll see. But that's a good way to end this one. April Fools. Actually, I fucking got their asses, Alex.
Yeah, April
it's not
Fools.
Alex. This is the real one.
Hey, April Fools, we made an episode, bros. I came back from the fucking... I have been reprogrammed. I came back from the Russian war. Blah, 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 blah. I'm back for a bit. Hello.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some more history ones. Those ones are really fun. We left it off on like a cliffhanger. What's gonna happen to Russia, Alex?
Oh, you know. Oh, you being a bad boy.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Sherry got home and she brought in a second couch.
Yeah, which she said she wasn't gonna do, but whatever. I'm gonna go do that and take care of the dog. But see you guys later.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy April Fools.